this is my overview for Season 1 of Legend of Korra. So pretty much what I'm going to be talking about is stuff I like and enjoyed from Season 1, or interesting stuff I want to talk about from Season 1, and then go on to what I think or hope will happen for Season 2 and onwards. So the basis of this season was Korra, the new avatar, already mastered all or three of the four elements at a very young age. So we see like little 5-year-old Korra, fire, earth, and water bending. So clearly she was like gifted with those three. However, air bending was the one she had trouble for, which is why the book one was called Air, because she was learning air bending. Just like in the last Airbender, it was called Water, Earth, and Fire for Aang mastering each of those elements. Another thing that happened was Iman, who, by the way, is a horrible person. He's a douche. Let's call it as it is. He's a big douche. Who we later find out is actually a waterbender slash bloodbender, and can take away people's bending by his blood bending, which is crazy. Yeah, like honestly, Iman, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like him or not, but honestly, after what he did to Lin and Korra too, like once he started taking their bending, that's when I drew the line. That was like, okay, you're dead to me. The end. And actually, he's dead. Period. Because apparently Tarlock blew up his ship, and I'm pretty sure both of them are dead. I think someone actually said that they are confirmed dead, so they're dead. So good. Well, Tarlock not really. Tarlock I started to like, but Iman he had it coming. He had it coming. Now another thing I want to talk about is Asami, who the second I saw her, I was like convinced she was an equalist and was working with the bad guy. Turns out she wasn't. It was actually her father, so I was kind of close. And after I found out that Asami wasn't a villain or wasn't like bad, I actually started to really like her. Like she was a badass, and she's not a bender, but she's still a badass, which I like. She also very clearly noticed the whole relationship between Mako and Korra, and pretty much told him, "Look, I know you like her," and like just admit it, but he wouldn't, and yeah. But then at the end, someone also told me that apparently when Mako confessed his love for Korra, that he did break up with Asami, which was good. No, I mean not for Asami, but like at least that way he wasn't still like leading her on, and like you know. Also, another thing someone told me in the comments of the finale, apparently when like at the end, or not the end, but like towards the end of the finale when Korra's sitting and crying on the hilltop, apparently someone told me that the writers and creators, that was meant to show that she was about to jump and kill herself. Which, and I when I read that, I'm like, wow. And I went back and watched that part, and it was so different watching it knowing that she was going to jump. Because at first I thought she was just there to like cry and like, she couldn't master her three bendings anymore. But knowing that she was gonna jump, like that completely changed that scene for me. Rewatching it, like it changed it completely. So I don't know if you knew that or not, but if you didn't and you just found out now, go rewatch that part and it will like make you think, holy shit, like it it was wow. And that's one of the things I love about the show and the series in general is that they aren't afraid to go to dark lengths. Like having Korra about to jump or planning to jump and kill herself. Like in what other kid show would that happen? No other kid show would that happen. I mean, sure they didn't outright say she was gonna kill herself or outright jump or whatever. So like, but the fact that that's what they were implying and showing, and now it's just this show, this series in general is just fantastic. Like I can't say that enough. Like it is so good, so good. I love it. I love it. I cannot say that enough. I love it. Also, I have to talk about this. I have to talk about them. Pabu and Naga, they were great. Like obviously they're like the Apamo of this of the next generation, and I'm completely fine with that. Like they're so good. Like every time they're on screen, like I smile and laugh, and it's great. The animals in the show are so cute and so adorable and so funny. Like I love them. Also, I will say Milo is also pretty funny too. One of my favorite moments was when I forget Tenzin's wife's name, but Pamela or something. She handed Milo to Lynn, and he's just like, oh, and he's like, oh no, I need a poo, and yeah, it's, and then Lynn just like Mel bends like a little like wire thing holding it. It's great. Lynn is another character I want to talk about. She's like one of my favorites. She is so like she's such a badass. I mean, and I'm not surprised now seeing she's Toph's daughter. Like I will say, when I first met her, she kind of seemed like a bit of a bitchy character, mainly because I didn't know her, and we first walked in and she's like yelling at Tenzin and shit. But now knowing her, and we seeing a lot more of her, she's like one of my favorites. I love her. She's great. And when it comes to the whole Mako and Korra relationship, I do like them together. I really do. And now knowing that Mako broke up with Asami, I can easily say that I do ship them. I am fine. I like them being together. I enjoy it, and yeah, I ship it. Now moving on to season two of, or not actually talking about, but like what I think and hope will happen for season two and onwards. So things I want to see. I want to see more of General Iroh, who is Zuko's grandson, which I figured out at the finale, and people told me like during when I watched episode 10, I think he first appeared in, like, oh, that's Zuko's son, and everyone's like, no, that's actually his grandson, and I'm like, oh, of course I already recorded 11 and 12 by then, so I already knew that. I already figured it out on my own, so I was able to figure it out. But thanks for telling me. But yeah, so I want to see more General Iroh. Another thing I want for is I want another flashback with Zuko in it and Katara too. Like we saw old lady Katara and I love her, and we saw a flashback of Toph, Sokka, and Aang. But I want to see Zuko. Like where's Zuko? Give me Zuko. I need Zuko. Okay, that's what I want. That's what I need for future seasons. Just saying. Whether he's an old man, though I don't think he's an old man because I'm pretty sure Katara said like all her friends and brother died, so I think he's dead. But if in a flashback, I'd be okay with that. Like I want to see Zuko, and if I can't have Zuko, then give me more General Iroh. Another thing I want is I want to see Okay, so I know that we saw Tenzin and we saw a brief second of Boomy, which are Aang and Katara's kids, and I'm pretty sure in the first episode she said something about a daughter named Kaya, which I know is Katara's mother's name. Will we see her? Well, obviously, don't tell me if we'll see her. Don't do that. But I want to see her. I want to see her just because. Like, I mean, Kaya. I don't know. I just want to. I would like to see more of Boomy too, because we literally see him and he's screeching like an animal, a lot like Aang's friend Boomy. But yeah, I do want to see Kaya, and I want to see more of Boomy as well. Also, another thing that this is more of a question, but do not answer it. I don't want you to answer it. Do not answer it. My question is, what's next for this show? Because I know there are a couple more seasons left, but Korra mastered all four elements. She also had an Avatar state as well, so it's like, what is she supposed to do now? Like, because normally the books have been called what element she's supposed to master or Aang was mastering, like, but now that she mastered all four, what now? Yeah, I have no idea what she's supposed to do now. Like, is there any other Avatar things that she needs to do, or are they just gonna be, or they're just gonna be a bad guy and she needs to kick ass? Like, I don't know. Again, don't tell me because when I watch it, I will obviously figure it out. Probably because when I read book two, it will say what it is, and maybe they'll give me some idea. I think that's all I want to talk about. I talked about season one, characters, stuff I liked, stuff I didn't like, Iman. Um, Tarlock, I forgot to say this, but Tarlock, I liked him up until he died. I didn't love him, but like he was better than before. And then for season two, I want to see more of Kai and Bumi and General Iroh, um, Zuko, flashback or Old Man. Though I don't think Old Man Zuko exists no more, so probably flashback. And three, um, more. What did I say? Oh, right, and figuring out what is next for Korra and Team Avatar Next Generation. So yeah, that's it.